Hey, Mark. This is for a lesson going on next week. I'm just going to set a quick timer for 5 minutes, and it probably won't be a self-contained mini lesson, so I'm just going to cut it off once we hit the time. Also, I created a slideshow. I think it would help with cues for both myself and my students, like we talked about earlier, so I'm hoping that play some practice into it. And in the actual classroom, I'll just give every single one of my students a copy and they'll be writing on this, but for the sake of time and for the sake of practicality, we're just going to pretend like we're writing. All right. Class, welcome in. We're doing grammar today because you guys asked for it. So this is our phrases and clauses lesson. So a little while ago, we quickly discussed what a noun is, and it's okay if you don't remember, but if you do remember any of the examples, do you think with the class you can share what one could be? There's currently 4 of them, but do you remember anything that a noun could possibly be?
A person?
A person, absolutely. I'm gonna write person on the board, or the letter P. Does anybody else remember the others, or should we go over it?
A place?
Uh-huh.
A thing?
Okay. And this last one is the hardest one to remember.
Is it? I don't know.
No worries. Yeah, we went over it quick. This was a while ago. It's totally fine if you don't remember in the moment. The last one was an idea. So a person is a person, like Akeisha is in this class today. She would be considered a noun. A place is where you're from. I'm from Denver. Some of you guys have mentioned you're from Idaho or Alabama or North Carolina. That is also a noun because it's a place. Or a thing, something as simple as this glasses case that I'm holding up right now. That's a noun. An idea is a little bit, it's the hardest one to conceptualize because it's something that we can't physically touch, see, taste, or smell, or feel. But it's an idea that represents something in our head that can go on. The idea of freedom is a noun. We can't taste freedom, we can't touch freedom, we can't smell freedom, but it's still something. The idea of love can be a noun, or a kindness. It's not something we necessarily see, but it is a noun because it represents something bigger. Before I move forward, does anybody have any questions?
No, no questions.
Okay, thank you. Clear. This is the exemplar, moving forward. Okay, so for this next section, what I did is I gave you guys little examples from myself just to make sure that I know that you guys understand it and how you guys are going to prove it to me is I'm going to say, give me 2 examples of each possible noun. Try not to copy mine. Don't overthink this. If it seems too easy, it may be because it actually is. So just real quick, I'm going to give you guys maybe, I think 1.5 minutes is fair, where you have to write down 2 persons, 2 places, 2 things, 2 ideas to give example of 8 different nouns total. And then I would wait time, give 8 minutes. Okay. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, what we have something is called a verb. What is a verb? Below, do you think that you could give me 2 examples of a verb that you participated in this morning? Now, that question alone should give you a hint. If I'm asking you what you did this morning, what do you think a verb is?
It shows action.
Yeah. A verb is an action word. It's something you're doing or something that you're being. Now, this morning you all woke up. What is a verb? Or what is an action that you did after you woke up?
I brushed my teeth.
Absolutely. And maybe one other from somebody else in the class.
I ate breakfast.
Ate breakfast. So you ate and brushed. Yes, those are 2 verbs. Now, moving forward, as you guys write this down into your guys' little doc sheets that you guys all have, that's the exemplar. Now, within nouns, there's something called a subject in a sentence. If a sentence has multiple nouns, how do we know which one is the subject? We went over this, so this is review for the most part, but no worries if it's been a while. I know we're all a little rusty. So here's the hint. If you don't know what the subject of a sentence is, it's the one doing the action or the verb. So I made up a sample sentence. I, that's a noun, threw the ball, noun, against the ground, also a noun. Now look at the sentence above, and you should notice that there's 3 different nouns. Again, I wrote it in the first sentence on the slide, or the second sentence in the slide. How do we know what the subject is when there's 3 different nouns?
The subject of the sentence is the person that's doing the action.
Yeah. So if hold up 1 finger if you think the answer is I, hold up 2 fingers if you think the answer is ball, hold up 3 fingers if you think the answer is ground. On the count of 3, I'm just going to have you put it up. Which one of these nouns is doing the action? 1, 2, 3, go.
1, I.
1, yes, I would be the subject. So even if there's multiple nouns, you just have to ask yourself, what is doing the action? All right, Mark. That's my 5 minutes are up. I'm sorry I went a little over. I hope you enjoy your 4th of July weekend. Thanks, Akeisha. All
Very
right.
good.
Thanks.
Good job. Good job. What grade are you teaching?
7th.
7th. Yeah. Completely different from 3rd graders.
Yeah. It kind of threw me for a loop at first. I was just like, oh no, she's not teaching to like high schoolers or anything. Yeah.
No. Yeah, little ones.
I think Eliza said that we have to head back. So
Okay, great.
thank you. Yes.
Thank you. Bye.